Welcome, everybody, to the National Speakers Association's Northwest Speaker Showcase. Let's welcome your main MC. Everyone give it up for Devin Pasha.
Hello, hello. Hello, friends from NSA Northwest and guests of the Northwest Events Show. My name is Devin Montgomery Pasha, and I'm thrilled to be your main stage MC, and really particularly thrilled and honored to be a part of this experience. Before we get going with the fabulous speakers we have coming, Interprify is our partner for closed captioning at all of the education sessions here in the main stage and our education sessions throughout the show. If you'd like to use Interprify, please use your phone to scan the QR code here on the screen, use token EE stage, and follow the directions to choose your language. I'll give you just a moment. So while you're getting settled, I want to tell a little story. What you're about to experience is the incredible speaker showcase brought to you by the National Speakers Association Northwest. This is actually, woo, yes! Lots of fans. I can tell it's all family here in the room, like Ron holding out the back, like, yes. So if you don't know, this is actually the second level of Speaker Showcase. Level 1 happened a few weeks ago here in Seattle, and I had the pleasure of being one of the judges of 6 judges on the panel who helped decide which speakers moved on here to speak at the Northwest Event Show. So we have speakers today and tomorrow, so you don't want to miss same bat time, same bat channel here in this room to hear all of the speakers. So there are 5 incredible speakers here today, and again, 5 tomorrow in the exact same session. It includes 2 live, high-energy, 90-minute sessions featuring a powerful, powerful lineup of speakers to engage you in interesting conversations. So please feel free to stick around after to have conversations with one or all of the speakers you'll hear today. So if you love today's sessions, don't forget to come back tomorrow, exact same time, to hear the other 5 speakers. So before we get going, we of course need to introduce the woman, the superhero who put all of this together. So Sonia empowers executives and organizations to lead with impact, navigate complexity, and accelerate growth. She's a sought-after speaker, consultant, coach, and has worked with Google, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta. Her expertise in executive presence, strategic influence, and career advancement drives lasting impression. The one, the only, the dynamic diva dynamo herself. Please help me welcome Sonia Price.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Best of luck.
Great, thank you. Oh, hello.
Check her at the...
Oh, it is so great to be here with all of you guys today. Yes, I hope that you are as pumped up as I am because we have an epic speaker showcase in store for you. We come to you from the Northwest chapter of the National Speaker Association, where we have, give it up. All the NSA Northwest members are the ones who are clapping because they know how amazing that our chapter is. We have over 100 members in our local chapter who are all keynote speakers, MCs, workshop facilitators, and consultants who help produce amazing results in this world. And so I'd like to take just a really quick moment and peel back the curtain so that you can know how this incredible showcase came to life in front of you here today. Now, a week and a half ago, we had the first level of our speaker showcase. And this program actually started 3 months ago. And each speaker in our showcase was introduced to a professional speaking coach who helped coach them and guide them in perfecting and crafting their message and elevating their stage presence so that they could get up on stage and deliver 7 minutes of their profound, powerful mission and vision and to speak their truth of their message of what they're here to deliver in this world. Now, I don't know how much speaking that you've done, but to deliver a really powerful message in 7 minutes or less is actually very, very, very difficult. And we had 13 amazing speakers who pulled it off with flying colors. And what you see here in front of you is not just our 13 speakers, but also our coaches, our judges, and all of our volunteers. Because you, as meeting professionals, I know that you know how, like, the heroic level of detail that it takes to pull off an event like this. So it truly takes a village. And at NSA Northwest, we are a village, and we're incredibly collaborative, and we all help and support each other in delivering our message in the world. So our first showcase, we had 13 speakers, and then moving forward from that, we had 6 finalists who will be here with you today. In our first level, we laughed, we cried, and we even got people dancing, which I don't know if you have ever tried to facilitate an event where people are sitting all day long, but to get people to stand up and actually dance, that's something else. So we had a fantastic time, and we had multiple people who were involved in all this. These were our 6 judges. And some of these are probably familiar faces for you. Right here, immediately to my left, is Devon Pasha herself, the lady in red, who is there with us. Yeah, give it up for Devon. And then over to the very left is Robin Denny, who is also here at the show with us this week. You may actually know her. And she is a sales expert with BBJ La Tavola. Then we have Jordan Babineau right here, who is not only an incredible speaker, but he's also a former Seahawk, as well as a Tennessee Titans star. And then on the right side of me is Chris Woods. Some of you may know him. He is an event technology expert. And then we have Anna Layada and Brian Walter, who are 2 of our Hall of Fame speakers. And to become a Hall of Fame speaker is actually an incredible distinction. It is only comprised of 1% of all professional speakers worldwide. So to get to the top 1%, you can imagine how challenging that might be to achieve that credential. And we are lucky enough to have 3 Hall of Fame speakers in our local chapter. These are our 6 finalists who you're going to hear today and tomorrow. And so we have 2 speaker showcases lined up for you. You'll hear from 3 of the finalists today and 3 of the finalists tomorrow. And then we have our speaker coaches who helped every single speaker in our entire showcase to help them perfect and craft their message and elevate their stage presence while they're here on stage. And then our final closer for tomorrow is one of our Hall of Fame speakers, Anna Layada. So that includes all the speakers that you'll see here today and tomorrow. And I want to take a moment to thank each and every single one of you, not just for showing up to this conference and this event, but for everything that you do to contribute to this industry. Because having just facilitated a pretty large-scale event myself, I know the absolute heroic level of detail that goes into planning something like this. And so, no matter what your part is in this industry, I know that you plan for months and months in advance before anybody even steps foot on site. You make us all feel welcome, and you feed us delicious, amazing food. We give a clap for the food. That's what everyone always cares about, is the food and drink, right? And you make sure that the trophies are delivered on time, or whatever detail is required for that specific event. You pull off the event theme flawlessly, even though sometimes you might be feeling like this on the inside. But I know that you never let it show, because we're all professionals here, and we always have a smile on our face, right? So thank you. And as a token of my gratitude to you, I actually created a short video that I would love to share with you. How many of you have ever seen the Barbie movie? Oh, lots of people, great. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. In this, I actually created kind of a little bit of a mockumentary on this particular scene. So you have America Ferrera on the left. Her character is actually giving a speech to Barbie about how difficult that it is to be a woman in this world. Well, my message has nothing to do with gender. It's about how challenging that it can be to be a meeting professional, and the extreme expectations that are placed on us to, sometimes it's contradictory messages of what's expected of us, and sometimes it's just really relentless. So without further ado, let's roll the video.
It is literally impossible to be a meeting professional. You are resourceful and detail-oriented, yet somehow it's never enough. You have to create jaw-dropping, earth-shattering events. But don't you dare exceed the budget and forget about asking for more money, because then you're not being practical. You must remain calm under pressure, hold your ground with executives without coming across as difficult. You must curate the perfect menu for everyone, including gluten-free, vegan, nut-free, keto, paleo, and the I only eat grass-fed Wagyu elite. Honestly, I am exhausted. There is no trophy, no medal, and barely even a lukewarm thank you as they prance their way past you on their way to the after party that you planned, but probably won't get to enjoy. You're only left with the expectation that you will do it all over again next year, flawlessly.
Thank you. As an aspiring comedian, I do actually create several vignettes like this of me playing multiple different characters. I'm not ready to quit my day job. However, if you'd like to see some of my vignettes, check out my YouTube channel. So thank you. And I would actually like to give you a standing round of ovation, a standing ovation. So if you have participated in this industry in any sort of way, if you have helped prepare a meeting or an event or a conference or a concert or a wedding, would you please stand right now? If you have planned a meeting, if you have orchestrated a budget, if you have planned a menu, if you've organized an after party, if you're a photographer, a videographer, you do security for the front door, you print the name tags, you set up the booth, you show up at 6 a.m., you do all of the things. These are all the incredible things that it takes to make this industry happen flawlessly. So I want you to know that it does not go unrecognized, although I know mostly, probably, you don't really hear the thank you that you deserve. So as speakers, we want you to know how much we appreciate what you do and what the stages that you help create for us, and we are here as your partners in this industry to help make it shine with flying colors. My name is Sonia Price, and I am a keynote speaker, an MC, and a team facilitator. And I have had the honor and the pleasure of working with some of the world's top renowned leaders and organizations. And leaders typically hire me to help them elevate their executive presence, land the promotion that they've been going for, and significantly increase their compensation. And I just launched my second book, which I would love to share with you right here. It's called The Infinite Leaders Playbook. And this is a really cool flip book that will share tips and tools on how to be more effective with stakeholders, how to manage office politics with ease, and how to have high impact results that create infinite impact in the world. And this is my gift to you. So if you'd like a free copy of this, I will be right up here after we complete today, and I would love to give you a book and even sign it for you if you would like. Now, after the show, not only myself, but all of the speakers who are speaking in the showcase will actually be at each of these tables. So if you like what you see here today, we want to connect with you. We want to collaborate with you. So come on up and connect with us afterwards. We'll be here in this room after the event today. We also have the NSA Northwest booth in the exhibit hall. And some of us will be hanging out at the speaker meet and greet session as well. But right afterwards, we're all just going to come up to these tables. If you like what you see, come up and engage with us. We'd love to have a conversation with you. We'd also love for you to drop your card in the box. So if you're looking for something specific, some sort of speaker We have a nationwide network of over 3,500 professional speakers. And chances are, if you're looking for a specific topic, or someone with a certain personality, or looks or dresses a certain way or whatnot, I guarantee you we can probably find that special request just for you. So if you put your card in here, either myself or someone in our group will reach out to you and help do a consultation to get your needs met. So Kai is gonna put this box over by the back door. So just in case you do need to leave early, drop your card in the box or hang out with us afterwards up here. And now we're going to move into our first speaker segment. And we actually have a dynamic duo as your first speaker segment. You spend most of your life at work, so it makes sense that the quality of your relationships in the workplace has a direct impact on your success and happiness. Studies show that when employees work alongside their friends, they communicate better, collaborate more effectively, and are more committed to their jobs. Time and time again, Gallup research has proven that having strong workplace friendships isn't just a nice to have, it's a key driver of engagement, performance, and even profitability. Employees who have a best friend at work are more likely to get more done in less time, stay with their company longer, and are twice as likely to recommend their organization as a great place to work. The research is clear. Strong relationships lead to greater satisfaction, productivity, and success. But that raises an important question. How do you build these deep, high-energy partnerships in your work life? Our next two speakers have done exactly that. Despite being from two different generations, having different political views, and very different interests, they've built what they call a Can-Do-ets partnership, a high-energy, high-impact working relationship that has transformed their success. Together, they have multiplied their income by 3.5 times, impacted 3 times as many people as they did alone, expanded their product offerings, and had 10 times more fun doing it. So how did they do it? And more importantly, how can you build powerful, high-energy partnerships in your own work life? That's exactly what you're gonna learn in their talk. Build high-energy can-do-ets partnerships that change everything. Please join me in welcoming to the stage likely the first can-do-ets that you've ever met, Denise Gable and Isabella Meadows.
There's the walk-up.
Who were you when you were 5 years old?
When I was 5 years old, I showed up married. His name, Dr. Gannon. I met him on my mom's soap opera. We lived in a massive big house on Zimmerman Lane. And my brother and my sister, the butler and the maid. Who were you when you were 5 years old?
When I was 5 years old, I was a successful CEO of an excavation and construction company. I was leading a global team, 2 people strong, myself and my assistant manager, my younger brother. We were a worldwide company, digging holes in my parents' backyard. Who were you when you were 5 years old?
At age 22, I showed up married again to my forever soulmate, Dennis.
At age 22, I stand here before you today, still a successful business owner, still digging in a different way, digging into the power of our mind and helping leaders to unearth the 5-year-old within us that believes you can do anything.
And today I stand before you at age, let's skip that part. I now have a successful career elevated to the C-suite. I am the founder of Can-Do-ology and the author of the book, The Can-Do Mindset. What did you believe that you could be? Like a pilot?
A paleontologist?
An astronaut driving those cardboard boxes all the way to the moon?
A princess sitting in the shopping cart, your dad pushing you down the aisle as you waved at the cereal boxes from your float.
You see, 5-year-old people are can-doers.
And when we show up as a can-doer, you attract other can-doers. And that is how we build powerful partnerships. Partnerships that reignite and bring out the 5-year-old within us that believes anything is possible. And together, we are living proof of that.
We created a Can-Do-et, a powerful, high-energy relationship focused on what's possible and doing.
What is possible when you work with someone who stretches you to continually grow?
And what's possible when you work with someone who's willing to experiment?
What is truly possible when you work with someone who sees and reminds you of your infinite potential within, your gifts and your strengths, especially on those days of doubt? What would a Can-Do-et do for you? What would a Can-Do-et, how would it reignite the 5-year-old within you who believes anything is possible?
Here's how we did it, and you can do it too. Step 1, fire your own ego. Step 2, be, say, and do. Step 3, shift from me to we. Let's go deeper. Step 1, this is what firing your ego can look like.
Picture this. You've just started working with a new work colleague, and you go on your first work trip together. You show up to the hotel, and your new colleague is carrying a brown paper bag. And what does she take out of that brown paper bag? 2 ears of raw corn, so you could eat it together. What would you do? Would you eat the raw corn in a hotel room with a person that you've just started working with?
With no ego, I ate it. I had a mess in my teeth, and the room was unbelievably messy. But I really believed that the partnership means more than my ego. Would you, on a Saturday night, call a 22-year-old and ask if they could grab their bingo dauber to head down to bingo with 100 people that are likely, well, their senior?
Putting my ego aside, I went. I didn't win, but I went. Because our partnership was more important than my ego.
And that is how we channel our 5-year-old, that little person who doesn't really have an ego.
The one who asks, will you dream with me? Will you join me?
That's how we fire our own ego. Step 2, be, say, and do. We need to build trust with each other immediately.
Be who you really are. Say what you're going to do and then do it. What can you do to demonstrate your reliability? Show up when you say you're going to. Follow through on the promises and the commitments that you make.
And play nice. Meet those deadlines. That's how we build trust. And the final step, step 3, we're going to shift from me to we.
We is greater than just 2 parts added together. It's when the new whole is greater than the sum total of 2 parts.
And that is the power when we co-create something together. That's when we decide together.
It's like mixing yellow paint with blue paint. You mix it together and suddenly it's no longer just 2 individual parts put together. It's a new whole. It's solid green.
And that is how we shift from me to we.
And there you have it, your 3 steps to build a powerful high-energy Can-Do-et. We are telling what could be your story. We are celebrating what could be your success. You have 2 days. 2,400 people. If you feel drawn to someone, that just might be your Can-Do-et.
And how would you start that conversation? Something like, what did you want to be when you were 5 years old? Go forth and create here today. Get started on your Can-Do-et.
Give it up for Denise, Gable, and Isabella Meadows. Thank you very much. So one of the ways that you can celebrate and thank our speakers today is we actually have a, how many of you are familiar with Talk-A-Dot? Have you given feedback to a speaker before? If you could, please just take out your phone and scan the QR code that's on the screen right here. This is such a great way that you can give a huge thank you to all of our speakers. And they will actually take this feedback into consideration. If you want to connect with them, you'll have an opportunity to provide your info so they can follow up with you later. So while you're doing that, I'm just going to ask you guys a few questions.
Ready?
Yeah. So what advice do you have for meeting professionals who would like to have more of that can-do-et energy with their teams that they work with on a regular basis?
It's a good question. 3 things. 1, you show up as a can-doer. 2, celebrate the other people who showed up as a can-doer. And 3, if and when you have Eeyore, you must move them up or out very quickly before they contaminate your can-do environment.
Oh.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
So we have to move quickly.
And so when the two of you started working together, you multiplied your income by over 3 times. What's the secret of that?
2 words: coaching and encouragement. When you show up and create an environment where you can bring forth the thoughts that are really going through your mind and you can share those with each other, you will realize things about yourself that you didn't even realize before, and it will push you and challenge you and stretch you to be even better. And the second word, encouragement. On those days when you're having doubt, be that person for the other person that brings out their best, that reminds them of what they're capable of. And structurally, when 2 posts are leaning against each other, it's stronger than 2 posts trying to ride through the storms of life on their own. And so when we get to lean against someone, we're stronger and we're better for it.
Ooh, good stuff. Thank you so much. Let's give it up one more time for Denise, Gable, and Isabella Meadows.
Thank you.
Are you ready to have more inspiration? Our next speaker is a dynamic force who embodies the courage to step beyond comfort and redefine what is possible in your career. Aliesha Pulliam is a U.S. Navy veteran who's traveled with presidential leadership and starred in the Nickelodeon's 58 Super Bowl broadcast. She is a speaker and an MC who empowers professionals to break free from stagnation and step boldly into their future. In her talk today, she reminds us that we all have the power to pivot, gain valuable experience, and continuously invest in our skills to shape our dream careers. Let's open our minds and our hearts as Aliesha takes us on a journey beyond our comfort zones. So get ready to learn how to embrace some bold moves. And please, welcome to the stage, Aliesha Pulliam.
Probably should speak into the mic, right? Accustomed to wearing a countryman. Show of hands. How many of us are working in our dream career? Okay. All right, so maybe you're a business owner or you are an entrepreneur or maybe you have a 9-to-5. How many of us, show of hands again, can honestly say that you are working in your purpose and you're doing work that you love? Okay. All right, mostly all the same hands. There were a couple that didn't raise, and that's okay. This is a judgment-free zone. It's a safe space. This is me in my first big girl job. Straight out of high school, an electronics technician in the Navy. The skills I learned on that job landed me here, traveling with the president for the White House Communications Agency. And then later here, working as a premier field engineer. Now, I'm from a small town in North Carolina. So as far as my family was concerned, oh baby, I'd made it, right? Black woman, working in tech with my career experience. All my cousins and childhood friends loved to ask me to borrow $1 because I had that Microsoft money. The titles, the accolades, the recognition, all of it was great, but unfortunately, none of that was my dream. I was following the beat of someone else's drum and simply making a living without truly living. And some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're just going through the motions. You're putting out fires. You're managing expectations and customers and vendors. But at the end of the day, you're asking yourself, is this it? For me, the stars aligned when my manager praised me for the work I was doing while simultaneously telling me none of that work was in my job description. Y'all, I thought I was fired. But thankfully, he told me to look within the company and find a role that was better aligned to my skills. Talk about a gift. I mean, when was the last time your manager told you to go find another job and it was a good thing? Probably never, right? It was a first for me. But in that moment, I realized that my manager was giving me the permission that I'd never given myself. I have the freedom to choose my own career path. And today, I am here to pass that permission on to each of you. So I went from the Navy, I worked at the White House, I worked at Microsoft, and today I'm living my career dreams as a speaker and an MC. I've shared my career journey with executives and professional organizations, and the number one question I always get is, how'd you do it? And I love that question because it gives me an opportunity to share my 4 key steps to your dream career. Step 1, poll your people. Step 2, experience the experience. Step 3, supercharge your skills. Now, when it comes to step number 4, you are welcome to fill in that blank however you'd like. Again, this is a judgment-free zone. It is a safe space. We all have our circle of friends. These are our trusted advisors, the folks who know us best. So it makes sense when it comes to your career to start with them and poll your people. Ask them what skills and personality traits do they admire about you, and then what type of career do they see you working in? Because let's be honest, most of them don't know what you do for work anyway. So have fun, experiment. Make a list of the things that they say, and then really consider those things. That manager that I told you about, he basically told me that I'm better at talking than coding. So I explored careers in communications. Experience the experience. After becoming a veteran is when I learned that the word Navy is actually an acronym. It stands for Never Again Volunteer Yourself. It's a great mantra, right? It has promise, but there are some exceptions. The number one reason why you're not working in your dream career is because you haven't fully experienced what it feels like to do work you love. When I realized that communications was my jam, I doubled down. I was writing newsletters for the team. I was creating blog posts for the company. And now that I think about it, doing everything except my job as an engineer. But that's okay, because once I had an opportunity to experience what it feels like to work in my dream career, naturally, I was ready to move on to the next step and supercharge my skills. So as the saying goes, you don't know what you don't know. But I like to say that when you experience the experience, that's when you get clarified clarity, okay? Are y'all with me? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Yes. So, as part of my skill building, I volunteered to help promote the launch of the Black Girls Code chapter here in Seattle. I proudly raised my hand to manage the communications because, I'd written some blog posts and some newsletters. So the team said, great, send us your communications plan and we'll go from there. I'm sorry, the what now? I was out here doing all things tactical with zero thought to strategy. But in that moment, I knew I needed to supercharge my skills. So I went back to school and I got my master's in communications. Maybe for you, it's time to get even more tactical, or dare I say, it's time to earn that certification that you've been putting off. Again, judgment-free zone, safe space. But ultimately, you want to build your confidence so you're ready for the last step, best step in the process. I want you to embrace your comfort zone. I want you to figure out what makes you happy and pursue it. I'll leave you with this quote. It's never too late to be what you might have been. Organizations bring me in to help their teams to embrace their full potential and to fulfill their purpose. And I want that same thing for you. So if you're ready to step into your next bold career move, please reach out to me and let's talk. Thank you all.
Woo! Give it up for Aliesha Pulliam. Oh, well done, Aliesha. So good.
Thank you. I can't believe I walked up and didn't even speak into the mic.
It's all good. Hey, we're all amongst friends here, right?
Yes, thank you all.
So the best way that you can thank Aliesha for sharing her message with you here today is to take out your phone and scan the QR code and provide feedback for her. We actually, as speakers, this feedback is gold for us. We love to look through your comments. We use the ratings to say how engaging we are, if you would bring us back again. So please take a moment to fill out that information. Aliesha, you traveled with President George W. Bush. Yeah, what was your role and what was that experience like?
Yeah, let me start by saying I was only 10 years old when I was traveling with Bush, so y'all won't clock my age. But it was great. It was a great experience. I was very young, so a bit nervous, but my job title was a wideband radio technician. So essentially, when the president, first lady, and all the others, when they travel, it's the military that are their roadies. So the same way we have this wonderful, amazing AV team in the back, that was us. And I would climb up on top of buildings and put up the satellites and then test all the communications along the route and for the trip.
You weren't really 10, were you?
I'm 11.
Child labor?
Yes.
Just traveling with the president?
It's okay in the military.
So you speak on helping people make a career pivot. Yeah. What would you say, if someone here is thinking about making a career pivot, what would you say is the first step that someone should consider?
Well, let me start with the last step that I showed you all. I am in no way telling you to quit your job. So don't run out of here and say, I quit. Aliesha said it's over. I'm out of here. What I want you to do is just think about the role that you have right now. And if you don't truly feel fulfilled, take a look around you and see what are some other opportunities that you could take on with your team, or maybe even assist someone else. So maybe today you do planning, tomorrow you'd like to do AV. So I'm just saying, take a look at where you currently are and consider what is something else I might want to take on so I feel like I'm working in my purpose.
Amazing. So not only is Aliesha an amazing speaker, she's great, right? Yeah. She's also an MC, and she will be here tomorrow as the MC for the Growth Network and Learn stage.
Yes, right across the hall.
All day long. So if you'd like to hear more from Aliesha, just right across the hall, she will be facilitating and MCing that stage all day long. Yeah. So thank you so much. Give it up one more time for Aliesha Pulliam. All right. Who here wants to win more business, stand apart from the competition, and ignite your buyers with insight? Well, you are in luck, because our next speaker is a master at helping organizations do exactly that. Bruce Shear is a 2-times best-selling author, a 3-times industry award winner, and co-founder of Value Pros. He's worked with powerhouse brands like Microsoft, Adobe, Concur, and Tableau, helping them craft value-driven stories that accelerate success. His expertise in go-to-market strategy has helped companies enhance their value and successfully position themselves for major acquisitions, and his insights are so powerful that he's even built a company that has been recognized
3 years in a row as one of the fastest growing private companies. Today, Bruce will show you how to frame your message in a way that makes your audience take action. So please give a huge warm welcome, and let's bring Bruce Scheer to the stage.
That's okay. All right. We're doing it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce.
Well, I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you for being here today. We're in probably the toughest B2B sales climate I've seen in my career. And I've been through 3 recessions, 1 in Asia, 2 here, and it's tough out there. Last year, 70% of sellers didn't achieve their quotas. 91% of sales teams didn't reach their revenue target. And 80% of deals kind of disappeared, either to client indecision or to really fierce competition. Meanwhile, on the buyer's side, it's really tough too. They're dealing with rising event and meetings costs, just skyrocketing. Meanwhile, their budgets are being scrutinized by multiple stakeholders, more stakeholders. And here's a kicker for you in the world of B2B. 75% of buyers prefer to have a sales-free experience. So it's rough out there. And I would recommend, if we want to win more and more often, we need to shift our approach. So I would argue, don't show up to sell your services. Show up to reveal hidden value. And one of the best ways I can describe that for you guys is how my oldest brother, Steve, sold me an old fishing boat. So it was May 2020, Saturday morning. My brother Steve gives me a call. Hey, Bruce. Hey, I was talking to Dad, and he said he wants to sell his old fishing boat. And he wants to sell it on Craigslist. So breaking from story just for a second here. I'm the family tech support guy, completely underpaid, completely underappreciated. But that's my role. So I quickly knew where this was going. Back to the story. But I was thinking, you might want to buy it. I might want to buy it, being the tech guy. Why would I want to buy Dad's old fishing boat? Does it have radar, sonar, laser? Does it have a human-sized personal drone? What's cool about this thing? I don't get it. Well, I know, Bruce, you've been living on that island for about 16 years now. Boy, if I was you, living on an island, Vashon Island, without a boat, I would just feel trapped. Yeah, I know that, you got that ferry system there, but what if that earthquake that might land, 50 to 500 years from now, what if that comes along? What about that, big mountain Rainier in your backyard? What if that gets active again? I don't know, just being at home with my family without a boat, I'd just feel trapped. Well, Steve, I don't feel trapped, and hey, I'm getting ready to have breakfast with the family and kids. Let me call you tomorrow, and I'll get to work selling Dad's boat on Craigslist. Okay, thanks, Bruce. Thanks. Click. So anyways, I'm so grateful that call came on a weekend, because that night I didn't really sleep all that well. I dreamt about zombies chasing me around Vashon Island. I dreamt about me down in the basement trying to put together a makeshift raft with my kids' swimming pool noodles and not having much success. So literally, when I got out of bed in the morning, I called him immediately. I knew he wakes up early. And I go, hey, Steve, guess what? I'm feeling trapped. Is there any other good reasons why I should buy Dad's old fishing boat? Well, Bruce, where you live, I don't know if you knew this, but about every other mile around the Puget Sound, there's a marina. And I know your wife, Cindy, loves eating out. And you could go to marina by marina. They still have their kitchens open right now. You could call ahead, order takeout, and just completely delight your wife. In my mind, I'm like going, wow, fun, happy wife. And you guys haven't met my wife, but happy is a good thing when around my wife. So anyways, I'm going, wow, I'm in. How much does he want for it? Well, it's worth a couple $1,000, but here's the kicker, Bruce. I just tuned the whole thing up. It's running like a top. You won't have to dump a bunch of money into this for at least weeks. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. So literally that weekend, I drove 800 miles to go get an old fishing boat after living on an island, and I knew what boats were for 16 years. But he masterfully got me to buy that boat. So how did he do it? I'd like to break it down for you. He revealed hidden value for me, just masterfully. And he started by spotlighting the problem for me. And he did that in one word, just the word trapped. Once I heard that, I couldn't unhear it. I literally lost sleep over that one. Next, he masterfully went into helping me envision a desired outcome. And that desired outcome was fun and happy wife, 4 words. And then the brilliance is, between the two, he really planted that problem in a way that, man, did I want to move away from that. And then he helped me envision this desired outcome that I wanted to embrace. But critically, he created just extreme contrast between the two. And remember this, value is in that contrast when you're selling. It's really powerful. Then and only then did he bring up the solution, an old fishing boat. And he literally just gave me 2 features talking about that boat. You know, it had 14 inches of draft, and then also he told me that it's in great condition. That's it. He didn't show up and do a bunch of what they call in B2B, feature vomit. He just stuck to what was necessary to get me excited about that boat. And then the rest was history. I drove all those miles, had a difficult negotiation with my dad, but closed the deal with them and came home with a boat. So anyways, the big point around this is, you know, just instead of showing up, selling your services, I'd recommend showing up and selling value. And if you could remember this model for you, we call it the POS model, problem, outcome, solution. And so a quick way to remember this is when you're in a point of sale, and what we're selling, very often there's multiple stakeholders, so you've got multiple points of sale. Remember that order, problem, outcome, solution. And I promise you, it'll serve you well. You'll win more and you'll win more often. And one thing I'd like to mention for you guys, I'm giving away a copy of my best-selling book that features this and other stories, B2B stories, real stories. And it's done really well, top 10 on Amazon and sales and selling management 3 times over the last 2 years. Super proud about that, but giving it away for free for you guys. And if you find yourself in a selling capacity and other people in your organizations are as well, it'll be free on Amazon Kindle for the next 2 days for this show. So please share it with others, and I love popping in for book review clubs, or you know, if you decide to look at it as a team, I'll be glad to show up. Thank you, Sonia.
Yeah,
Thank
give
you,
it up
everybody.
for Bruce here.
Yeah.
Take this, thank you. Okay, so one of the ways that you can thank Bruce is to pull out your phone, scan the QR code, and please give valuable feedback to all of our speakers here today. We genuinely do really use this information. So Bruce, as a sales professional, everyone here in this room is in sales in some way, shape, or form, right? So what is one of the most common mistakes that people make when they're presenting to an executive audience?
Biggest probably mistake is not showing up prepared, not respecting their time. Especially in the enterprise space that I work in a lot, you know, an executive's time might be worth up to $10,000 an hour. Are you exceeding that in the value you're bringing them? Are you leading with value and helping them connect the dots? And speaking their language, increasing revenue, lowering their cost structure, improving their business model by digitization, or reimagining how they go to market. Are you speaking about things that they care about? Don't show up to sell your stuff. Show up to talk about them and their world. Do your homework. Show up with a point of view.
Cool. Now, you work a lot with AI, right?
Yeah, I do.
How do you see that AI is changing the world of sales, and how can we actually use AI to help us become better salespeople?
Oh man, I'm an AI junkie. I use it all day, every day, multiple accounts, deep research, if you guys have heard about that, just profound. You know, you can prompt, hey, I'm meeting with this client, I'm meeting with this individual, tell me about them, tell me about the quarterly earnings call they just had, tell me about, you know, what's in their 10K annual report, what challenges are they facing, who are their direct competition. You can get so prepared coming in. And gosh, one seller just the other day, an executive said, wow, you know our organization better than we do. But you're leveraging AI to do that homework. But definitely verify before you trust. That's why I use multiple models, because things can get really off the hook pretty fast.
Amazing, yes. Well, thank you so much for providing feedback to Bruce. And just as a reminder, he is giving away a free Kindle copy of his book, and you can find that on Amazon.com.
Yeah, thank
Bruce
you,
Shear,
everybody. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
So your voice is your most powerful tool. It can establish credibility and influence, but only if you know how to use it. Our next speaker is a catalyst for change, helping clients develop voices of influence that command attention in any room. With a background in applied behavior science, technology, and theater, Rebecca P. Murray has recorded, directed, and produced over 1,300 audio and video projects. She's spoken to more than 1,500 live and virtual audiences around 4 different continents. In her talk, The Sound of Influence, Rebecca reveals the vocal habits that may be undermining your authority, credibility, and confidence, and how to step into your full vocal power.
Harness the power of your voice.
Know that you always have a choice.
Do they love it when you are speaking? Do they hear the words you are meaning? Your voice can shape the way you lead. Plant a seed. It's the sound of influence.
Rebecca P. Murray, everybody!
Let's travel back in time and across the pond to London, England, 1973. We're in the House of Commons chambers. This is where British Parliament meets. Margaret Thatcher is one of 650 Parliament members, one of 17 women. A seasoned politician, she serves as Secretary of Education and Science. She stands on the floor at the center console in this cavernous, majestic venue built by men for men and their booming voices. She speaks. The right honorable gentleman knows very well why we had to close the schools. Teachers cannot teach when there's no heating, no lighting. If the right honorable lady wants to be taken seriously, she needs to calm down. If the right honorable gentleman would listen to what I am saying versus how I am saying it, he might receive a most valuable education in spite of himself. Great comeback, right? And he had an excellent point. They're both right, because how your voice lands in the room determines if anyone is willing to listen. The voice is not just sound. It is the sound of your influence. And learning to control it in high-stakes situations and crucial conversations will make all the difference in your life. Margaret Thatcher's story is one of vocal transformation, a transformation that shaped a nation. And she learned that great meetings don't happen when you have a seat at the table. Great meetings happen when you have a voice at the table. A voice at the table. So let's explore how to develop a voice that stands out for all the right reasons, focused on one thing today, pitch. Now, the voice is complex, but pitch is a biggie. 3 facts. Number 1, high vocal effort produces high pitch. I don't need a microphone, right, Chris? High vocal effort produces high pitch. Number 2, high pitch sounds louder to the brain. Think of any alarm you've heard. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. Now, while the decibel level might be here, our brain hears it up here. It obviously has evolutionary roots to get our attention and can trigger fight or flight, which sadly is what Margaret Thatcher's voice often did. Now, shortly after that spat on the Commons floor, Margaret Thatcher was introduced to her first vocal coach, compliments of famous actor-director Laurence Olivier. She took lessons for years. And if she were here with us today, she might say, "Had it not been for the guidance to master my vocal credibility, I might never have become Britain's first female and longest reigning Prime Minister of the 20th century." Now, what did you notice about that last vocal impression? Lower pitch, yes, and slower pace. This is point number 3. When we focus on and attempt to lower our pitch, we will automatically slow our pace because these two things are linked in our brain. So what am I saying? That we should all walk around town sounding like Margaret Thatcher? No. You walk around town with your beautiful voice. But here's where it matters. Back to those high-stakes situations where your nerves are running high and your mouth is dry and your throat is tight and you might need help. This is where we take a page from Margaret Thatcher's book and do a humming exercise that I call a vocal power pose. Would you like to try this with me? Okay. Number 1, you're going to breathe, and you're already doing a great job at this. So you're going to breathe in deeply through your nose and exhale. Let's do that together. Feel better already. Now, in the second breath, as you exhale, you will hum from high to low. You can just join in with me at any time. And you find that you'll feel it, this resonant sweet spot in your voice. You transition to your opening line. Today's opening line is, "Good morning." Let's do this together. In. Good morning. Ooh, wow, that's beautiful. The cool thing is that when your brain hears your beautiful resonant voice aloud, you will calm down. And when others hear it, they will calm down too. Your voice is not just sound. It is the sound of your influence. So next time, before you open an important meeting, walk on a stage, or even dial into an important Zoom call, take a moment to dial in your vocal credibility and say hello to your influential voice at the table.
Ooh. Give it up for Rebecca P. Murray. Well done, my friend. Oh, so you know the drill. Please take out your phones, scan the QR code. Rebecca will be incredibly appreciative of all of the feedback that you give to her. Rebecca will also be speaking on stage later today
3 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock. What room are you in?
I'm going to have to consult the app for that.
Well, her talk is going to be super powerful. It is called Say It in 26 Seconds, Your Path to Conversational Influence. So highly recommend it. Super powerful speaker. Rebecca, what advice do you have for people, for all of us to protect our precious voice?
Oh, yes. Well, if you've ever had one of those days, coming off of a pickleball game where you've been screaming and yelling, having some fun, or a busy week of speaking. You know what that feels like in your throat, don't you, when it feels a little bit scratchy? And let's say you have another speaking event coming up. So number one, going back to the microphone. The microphone is your friend. Whenever you are offered a microphone, say yes, and your voice will thank you because you're not forcing your voice. You're not damaging your vocal cords. So going back to that big speaking engagement, try not to talk the day before or not to talk much, and definitely don't force your voice. You know, women more than men, twice as many vocal issues. We see doctors twice as much for polyps, for strain, all sorts of things. So we need to care for this. I have 10 tips on the handout of how to pay more attention to your voice. One of those is a vocal nebulizer, which I forgot to use today. It's like a cool mist. It looks like you're vaping, okay? But you just let people know it's for my throat, darling, so that it can be more reliable.
Amazing, amazing. You can learn so much more about Rebecca P. Murray at RebeccaPMurray.com.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
correct.
And be sure to check out her session at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rebecca P. Murray. Oh, so you guys are in for a huge treat for our last and final speaker of today. And part of our showcase, we had 4 speakers that are speaking for 7 minutes, and then we have 1 keynoter, if you could call it that, in this very short segment. So our next speaker will be speaking for a whole 15 minutes, which in this format is basically the equivalent of a Netflix special. And you are in for a real super treat, because if you have ever wondered how to make a meeting truly unforgettable or a virtual production feel like a party, then let me introduce you to someone who is truly extraordinary. John Chen is a powerhouse of creativity, technology, and heart. He is the president of our NSA Northwest chapter and my co-producer and partner in awesomeness, not just for one speaker showcase a week and a half ago, but for this showcase here as well. And so at our last speaker showcase, he was our executive producer, and he had not just 1 camera, not just 2, not just 3, he had 10 cameras set up throughout the entire auditorium. And if you know John, you know that this is the level of production that he brings to any event that he produces. And our speakers got incredible footage of them sharing their mission. So if you have a production puzzle, John is your go-to guy. He is the guy who can not only solve it, but he helps make everything fun along the way. And if you know John, you know that he will make it really fun. Many of our speakers in this room have been to his home studio that takes up an entire bedroom. He's got a green room and like 9 different screens, and he's got music like ready on the queue. Any virtual meeting that you attend with this guy is super fun. So if you're tired of boring meetings, John will show you how to up your game. And he has an uncanny talent for selecting music with the perfect sentiment and can somehow get even the most buttoned-up participants doing some chair dancing. He's an improv master, an MC extraordinaire, and an all-around joyful force of nature. And if you have ever needed a voice of God, the loud voice of God that comes on, John has that voice. And over the last several months of working with him, he has become a dear, dear friend. He is an incredible mentor in this industry, and he has really helped me know how to navigate so many things in the world of speaking, and sometimes it's really hard to find those people in our lives. So he is one of the kindest, sharpest, and most generous humans that you will ever meet. Please join me in giving a thunderous, chair dancing, music pumping round of applause to the one and only Mr. Virtual Meetings himself, Mr. John Chen.
Get ready to engage. This gentleman is the #1 Amazon hot new release author of engaging virtual meetings. He can juggle 12 screens at a time. He ran a hybrid meeting in 8 languages. And now he's going to engage with you. Put your hands in the air for John Chen.
Put your hands in the air, come on, let's go! What's up? Thank you so much. Come on, Northwest Event Show. Please give the round of applause for you made it here at the Northwest Event Show. Yes. And one more round of applause, our amazing MC, Sonia Price. Let's get started about engaging, right? Why is engagement so important? Lois Kramer is one of the top speakers in National Speakers Association, and she keeps track of all the meeting trends. She published an article this year, and that engagement is one of the top 3 things that is a trend for 2025. So I'm going to give you 3 quick tips here. The first one is this: personalization. Well, you can use things like Bruce taught you about AI, and you can curate tailored content and networking. And one of the keys here is to do it even before they get to your meeting. Find out stuff about them. AI can actually read all the things that are public, such as their LinkedIn profile, and do something for them. This is something called Jabberyak. Has anybody heard of this? Jabberyak. Get Devin in the house, everybody. She has one. So Jabberyak is a company, and what you do is when you register, you can put things on here. And mine, of course, says things that are personal about me. Poker, musician, influencer, event planner, entrepreneur, film buff, and cooking. Why would this be valuable to use? Just shout it out. Connection, what else? Break the ice, that's right. What else? Memorable. It gives you the excuse. We're all looking for something, maybe that one thing in common, right? And so if you have that one thing in common, you can get connected. AI could help you. You know, I actually want to share a story about this. One is I made this picture, right? And this is the prompt. As a professional graphic designer, give me an image for the Northwest Event Show in Seattle, Washington. This showed up in 12 seconds. 12 seconds. But my other one is sometimes we need to go analog in this world. One of my good friends, Carrie, is the membership director at the Rainier Club here in Seattle, one of the oldest clubs there is. And when I won the Top 40 Entrepreneur in the Age of 40 award, when I could still win that award, is that they came in and she needed to recruit newer members because the average age of members was 80 years old. The average. So they needed new members. So she came to my house. They hand-delivered a box. I can still remember it to this day. It's a hat box. It's got a bottle of wine in it and 2 wine glasses set in crepe paper. And it said, congratulations, right, for winning the Top 40 Entrepreneur under the age of 40. We would like to give you a 1-year free membership to the Rainier Club. And I was a member for over 8 years, right? So that's one. The second one is this, wellness. Wellness is the key here. Things like yoga, right? The singing bowls that we can even hear in this room in the lobby. These are key trends. Healthy snacks, and of course, what sport is this that they're playing here at the show? You know, pickleball is so crazy. We went on a cruise, right, out of Florida, and the thing to do now is that you can play pickleball on a cruise ship, right? Yeah, yep, right? Look at Rebecca. Rebecca's you know that she's a ranked player. You know, and it was funny, all the performers, there was a comedian and there was a singer, and they all said, well, we do the show on the cruise ship, and then we go play pickleball against all the guests, right? Think about this. Wellness rooms, right? You know how hard and stressful it is to participate in a conference, right? How many of you came from out of town? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so yeah. And you know you got to travel, you got to do all these things, and one of the things that you want to do for your guests is allow them, right, to be well. So sometimes there could be a space where you can just relax. Sometimes there's healthy snacks instead of 50,000 burgers, which I do like. These are other things that you can think about, and they will make the next difference in engaging your people. The third thing that we really want to look is this, gamification. The challenges and rewards will keep audiences engaged. This is one of the ways that I made a lot of my brand inside of Meetings Professional International is I started gamifying expos and trade shows because we need more booths, right? Why do the people pay all that money for that booth? They want visitors. So we used gamification to do it. One of my favorite stories was 2022. It was the first time that the Georgia Healthcare Association came back in the expo, And they hired me to come back in person, right? It's kind of early, but that's what they were open. And they said, I want you to gamify the expo. I want you to run it like a keynote like this. So everybody was attending. Whatever table you sat at was your team. And that you got an app, and for 90 minutes, your job was to visit as many booths as possible. She said that event saved her expo because it was so light, right? 2022, so few people were out. But that part made all her expo people happy, and for that, she said is value. Now, I want to just share 3 things here, right? Technology, technique, and talk-a-dot. Technology, technique, and talk-a-dot. Hey, say it with me on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Technology, technique, talk-a-dot. Good. So let's talk about it. These are 3 ways I'm going to show you that you can engage your audiences, all right? How many of you heard of Stream Alive? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you have used or heard about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Good. That means I'm teaching you something. So remember that. All right, good. We're going to switch over. And so now take out your cell phone. Turn on the camera. I'm watching you. I see you. Good. And now a QR code is going to show up. Scan this QR code, okay, and put in a name. It'll be important because I need to know who you are for a thing I have. And the first question you're going to ask is, what is your hometown? What is your hometown? Okay? I'll take a few while I wait for some of those to type. So shout out, what is your hometown? Detroit. LA. Columbia. Colorado Springs. Love the Colorado Springs. Kansas? Texas. What'd you say? Kent. All right, cool. All right, so let's see. Everyone have the QR code? Good. Okay, let's close this down. Let's see what people said. Oh, okay, let's zoom in a little bit, and let's see what people said here. Well, we have a very fine Northwest piece here. Yeah, go ahead and click on that and see if we can. You might have to zoom in more because there's a few of them. There we go. Hey, who's from Mount Vernon? There we go, right here. Thank you so much. Good. Hey, look, it's 56 degrees here, too, and there's some houses here. This is, oh, yeah, somebody's from Tumwater. Thank you so much. Right? Hey, Sarah. Oh, good. Hi, Sarah. Good. So here's the one thing that we learned from the pandemic. Chat is one of the places where everybody can talk at once. So this is why you should use technology to engage your audience. This is one place, again, everybody can chat here all at the same time, and it's completely valid. You can take the chat feature and move it forward into your in-person event. And it's, again, you can engage everybody. One of my core principles, all right, I said, if you want engagement, engage. So all of you meeting planners in this room, have a plan to engage every single one of your attendees at least once before your meeting ends. If you do that, they'll come back. All right, let's check the next question. Oh yeah, let's go to the next question now. So the next piece is, engagement is, oh, and you'll have to do this. You'll have to resume the interaction here. Yeah, click that, good. So what I want you to do, in one word, what is engagement? So somebody, Sarah, said interaction, right? Somebody else said ring. Thanks. Good, somebody else said creative. Good, listening. Belonging. Oh, I love that. See, oh, connection. Good, look, see, by the way, the words get bigger if multiple people use the same word. Yikes, okay. Time, love, good, showing, good, involved, attention, audacious. Engagement is audacious. That's great. So think about, how is your meeting being audacious? Let me see. Does somebody have an idea? How is their meeting audacious? Again, feel free to shout it out. Ooh, nobody's audacious in this room? Holy cow, I know we need another class. Is your meeting audacious? Okay, good. All right, I saw you. What's your name? Yeah, you. I'm sorry? Kava. Did I get that right? Okay, okay. Kava, how is your meeting audacious? No problem. I only got 15 minutes. It's okay. No pressure. Yeah. By asking thoughtful questions. That is actually a great one. By asking a different question, you can get a completely different answer, especially when you're talking about what is the goal of my meeting or my conference. To me, those are the 5 most powerful words in consulting. What do you want? That's 4, I know, just kidding. So, let's ask, I'm going to ask the next piece here too. All right, good. My last question here for this is, what are your best engagement ideas? Here's another piece here that's key too, is that crowdsource your ideas. I don't have the best ideas. I think you do. I think there's some brilliant meeting professionals inside this room. So now on the chat, go ahead and chat, what is your best engagement idea? I know my good friend Devin's got one. Where's Devin? Is Devin in the house? Hey, Devin, what's up? Hi, do you got a mic?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, woo.
It's like I was here for a reason, John.
You're not a planted. You're not a professional MC either, Devin.
Or professional engagement expert.
Or professional, yeah. You have no answers for it. What is your best engagement idea you've seen in like the last year or so?
It's the people who invoke the power of play.
Oh.
The power of play has become one of the #1 trends and the truths on engagement, both from a physical and a neurological perspective, that the more people can play, the more permission they have to let down their emotional and physical barriers and connect better.
Oh, I love that. Can you give me an example of play? Because that could mean a lot of things to people. Like, are we on a playground? Are we dealing cards? What do you mean by play?
Even like your gamification example is a good one, is making it rewarding, or good friends at Projectory had a game that has a balloon on a table, and as you answer questions, you reel the balloon up and down to answer the question on different levels.
I haven't heard of that one. That's cool.
There's ones with game boxes, like your old Sega games, and there's trivia questions, and your team has to press the buttons in the right order. And again, the more kinesthetic it is, the more you're moving, the more you're activating your brain, the more you're creating trust with your teammates, and all of a sudden you're in a better mental and emotional place, and then you can connect more.
Thank you so much. Everyone, give your MC a round of applause. Devin.
You're welcome.
So, one of the pieces around that, I met Leo Chan at last year's MPI's World Education Congress, and he had the best breakout for me of the whole place. He's trained in what's called Lego Serious Play, and they use Lego, right, to facilitate, and he did it so masterfully that's one of the ways that when you have play with a purpose, you can make a difference with your corporate clients. Now, let's go and do this. What Devin said. Thank you, that humor, live polling. So now we're going to do this, right? We're going to click this button here, and we're going to tell you this is another cool feature of this. This is only the people who engaged with me. Hit the spin button. We're going to find out one of you is going to win a prize. Who wants to win this prize? Here we're going to go. Is it Aliesha? Is it Belle? Is it Sarah? It's going to be Dawn. Where's Dawn? Hey, Dawn. Come on up here, Dawn. Oh, my goodness, Dawn. Well, Dawn, if you already own one of these two, of course, we give this to some beautiful, amazing person. This is a 24-piece engagement toolkit, Dawn. Right. There we go. Give it up for Dawn, all right? So really I want to get to this part, which is I'm going to show a debrief activity. So I want you now to write a note, all right? And just write one thing that you learned from today's amazing speakers. Aliesha, Bruce, Denise, and Isabella. And ideally on paper, but if it's on digital, it's okay. Because the next thing I'll ask you will then be really funny. Again, think about other. We could learn something too from Sonia, Rebecca. Oh, I was just saving the best for last. That's all right. And just raise your hand when you think you're done. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Waiting for a few more. 5, 6. Again, raise your hand when you're done. 7, 8. Okay, I think we're good enough. All right, if you do have paper, crumple it up. Crumple it up. If you have a phone, you're going to hand it to your neighbor for a moment. Okay? And if you have paper, on the count of 3, throw it. 1, 2, 3. Throw if you have paper. There you go. Thank you for that. If you have a phone, hand it to your other person and let them read it. Because here's the key piece I want to share with you. When you get engagement right, this is the result. We're going to switch back to the slides. Thank you so much. This is a note that I got in a conference I was at. And this amazing woman wrote this. This conference has given me so much more than I could have ever imagined. The support and acceptance I felt in this room has been immeasurable. I'm now on my way back home, and I feel lighter. I feel more confident, and I have a new way forward. And I know in my heart that every one of you has helped me and gifted me on this journey. Thank you so much. If you want engagement, engage.
Woo woo! Give it up for John Chen. Oh, John, you're one of our most powerful speakers. Thank you so much. All right, so please pull out your phones and scan the QR code and give feedback for John.
Now, here's the best part. I told you 3 things, right? Technology, technique, and Talkadot. So I just actually want to share this with you now. Talkadot is created by a speaker. His name is Zarel Moody. So it's a speaker-created tool for speakers. But it works for conferences and everything else. He researched how hard it was to get people to finish surveys inside AR. So he has demonstrated this whole technique for it. And it's not just this technology, it's how you deliver it. Take your phone out, right? Well, let me just check. Hey, all of you in this 90 minutes, how many of you got something really, really valuable? Raise your hand. By show of hands? Great. Wow. Amazing. What about you in the back with a phone? Oh, okay, good. So good. Take out your phone, right? Take out your phone, turn on your camera, and scan this QR code. You can also go and type this URL in if you'd like. All right? And there's 2 key parts here. Right? I have created this form of engagement, right, because of feedback like you. And we're going to make this really fun, okay? So 2 things in here I want to know. Number 1, you give the best comment. I will post you on my social media, anonymously, right, your comment. Okay? The second one is this, and this is honestly true. If you give me an idea to make this keynote even better for you, and I use it, I will credit you in my next keynote, okay? So when you are done with your feedback, put your phone down, and then I'll know how many of you have actually finished it. By the way, oh yeah, those who finish it actually get a free ticket to my Engaging Conference the last week of October, October 28th through 30, a free ticket.
Woo woo.
Thank you.
Yeah. John, you gave us so many valuable tips right there. But what would you say is one of the biggest mistakes that people make when facilitating a virtual meeting? You know, we're on Zoom all the time, so what are some of the biggest mistakes, or what's just like some really tiny key things that those of us who don't have a home studio like you, what can we do to make meetings more engaging? John, you're muted.
Oh, God. Oh. The biggest thing that you can do is that there's a way to get rid of you're on mute. You, the producer, can ask for control from other people. And so you can eliminate the words. You can actually, like you're muted and you start talking, I can actually push the button for you and save you the embarrassment of saying you're on mute. That's definitely one of them. I think the second one is like, why don't people engage on virtual? I don't know why somebody thinks that somebody talking for 60 minutes is a valid Zoom meeting, right? You should do something where, again, you interact with everybody. Give the opportunity for everyone to talk, and especially right at the beginning so they get the signal that I want to actually hear you.
Yeah, and everyone feels engaged and they're going to stay a part of the meeting.
Yes.
Yeah. So you are a soundtrack master. This guy knows how to pull out the perfect song at any given moment. What's your secret to that?
Okay, shout a scenario. Give me a person, a scenario. Say again. Okay, so 13th birthday party. Oh, you're probably going to play Birthday from the Beatles, right? You could play Stevie Wonder's, right, Birthday. And then, of course, you can do the regular one. So the whole point around there is that I spend a lot of my time being passionate around music, and it's the connection of the two, right? I'll get any scenario, right? What was the funniest one? Somebody said, I feel like I'm levitating in this meeting. What song am I going to play?
Levitating.
Dua Lipa's at the levitating, right? And people don't, I can actually bring it up in my studio in 3 seconds or less, even without knowing. And so I think that's one of the things that is the key, is the right music at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For sharing all that wonderful information with us. John will be up here afterwards signing books and giving away.
Oh my God, I gotta do the favorite thing. Okay,
we need to move on.
That's right. So if you meet me back at this table right here, this gift that I have, the book that's inside of Dawn's package, I have a book for every single person inside this room if you just visit me at the table at the end.
Awesome.
Right. And now, give me this.
Yeah.
Because one of the things, too, here is that Sonia, as an MC, also has feedback, right? Devin is one of the most amazing MCs because of the feedback she has received and what she does with it. So now, each of you get your phone out. Just do Sonia a favor here, right? Let her know what she did great as an MC. And by the way, was she great? Please, let me hear it.
Thank you.
And give her ideas, right? Just think about the question, how could it be even better for you, right? It's a valid answer for you. It could be anything like talk slower, lower register, right? We learned that from Rebecca. It could be any of those things. If you just have suggestions for her, she cares and wants to know because she is and wants to become an even better MC every day of the week. Yeah. Oh, by the way, you get this here too. Sonia finished this free Infinite Leaders Assessment. Right, it will show how much of an infinite leader you are, and if it's less than infinite, then she can help you out.
I will also be giving away free copies of my book right up here after the event, and there are a few right back there by the back door.
My favorite open line is, you get a book, you get a book, you get a book, right? So stick around right here at the end for all of our guests.
So John, not only were you our keynote speaker today,
yes.
You're also partial producer
yes.
today.
Yeah.
You bring the best songs.
Yes.
And you're the president of our local chapter of the National Speaker Association.
Yeah.
So what is it that you feel that meeting planners need to know about our association, and how can they get involved with us?
Wow. Let's see. How many of you have known about National Speakers Association before you walked in the door today? Oh, look. Oh, good. Okay, cool. This is the best value in speaking. And one of the things that's really key for all of you, right? You're members of associations, and if you have elevated to the place to speaking to yours and other associations, one, if you want to get better at it, and two, if you actually want to turn it into a business, like you, right? If you want to turn it into a business, please join NSA, and we will show you. And you don't even have to check it out. If you stop by our booth, 408, 403? 403, thank you, I'm number challenged. And we have a card for you, and you can visit, your first visit's free, right? No obligation. Come in, check it out, and we'll show you what it is. We have 125 Hall of Famers, and I'm one of 400, including Don Crowley here, certified speaking professionals. We can show you the way. We'll help you get even better at what you do.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So please come and get involved with us. We have in-person meetings, but we also do a lot of virtual meetings. And John brings his entire setup to all of our in-person meetings, so you can attend virtually or in person. And we highly recommend coming in person, but virtual is just as great because of John's high production value. So John, I want to say a huge thank you to you. This man is really, truly incredible, and I want you all to know that. Putting on a showcase like this, we've had 2 different really big events, and it has really been a huge journey to get to where we are right now. And you've been my partner throughout all of this, and you've been so incredibly supportive. I know that I have grown a ton as a speaker and as a professional by working with you and partnering with you. And you are one of, I said it earlier, but you are one of the kindest, most generous-hearted people that I know. And in this world today, that's a rare find. So I really hope that if you don't know John already, that you will come up and meet him, because you really, truly are so cool. And we are very, very, very blessed to have him as the president of our local chapter. So I got something for you. Yes, give it up for John. And also, yes, we had a trophy made for you as our MVP for the Speaker Showcase, because you truly are our most valuable player. And we would not have all of the video and photos and just the super high production value that you bring to this. And as speakers, having a killer speaking reel, that makes our business. And John provides these opportunities to us time and time and time and time again. And you help coach and guide us on how to be better speakers. So thank you very much. John Chin, our most valuable player.
Thank you so much, Sonia.
Yes, you're welcome. All right, so we are now coming to the end of our show, right on time. And what I'd like to do is invite all of our speakers back up, because we want to engage with you. So please come up and connect with us, collaborate with us, and if you need to head out, please just drop your business card in the box that's at the back of the room. And then each of our speakers are going to take one of the tables right here. So I will go ahead and call up Denise, Gable, and Isabella Meadows. They'll be at this first table right over here. And then we have Aliesha Pulliam, who will be at this second table. We have Bruce Scheer here in the middle. I myself will be at this corner table. John Chen will be in the back. Then we have Don Crawley and Heather Yancey at this table. So tomorrow, we have 5 more speakers tomorrow. So if you did not hear from Don and Heather and the other people I'm about to mention, but you do have an opportunity to engage with them today as well as tomorrow. So we have Don and Heather right back here. And then we have, actually, Don can be here, Heather can be here, and Brad Cochran can be at the final table in the back. All right, so that brings us to the end of our NSA Northwest Speaker Showcase. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Sonia Price, and I'll be right up here at the end.
Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you, Devon.
Congratulations to all of our speakers. Friends, it is time to wrap up, but believe it or not, there's still some thank yous to be had. So thank you to the NSA Chapter Northwest for joining us and gifting us with this beautiful showcase. Thank you to our production partners, TEP, for always making us look good and engaged. Thank you so much. Next up in this room at 1 o'clock, you have a gold medal opportunity. That's right, we'll have an Olympian here on stage at 1. Sarah Wells will be joining us to give her talk, The Pursuit of Excellence. So that's right here on the Engage Chain at 1 p.m. You do not want to miss it. So if you want to stick around and join their speakers, they're at the tables, and then stay tuned for Sarah Wells at 1 o'clock. Thank you so much. Enjoy your show.